Hello, everyone. We're back. Welcome to another episode of Niners and Friends. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties. I set it up for three of us, and one of us couldn't make it in. Then I tried to get it back to two of us, and it was
I
too
wonder if it was.
complicated to explain. What was that?
uh, I wonder if it was the person who set it up.
Yeah, that could be. It never hurts to blame the chubby Mexican.
Yeah.
For sure. What's okay now? People are coming in. Now we are going the right direction.
Hey, I can
Uh,
see names too.
yeah.
Louise, crazy guy, John.
Now we can see Dan. Now we see people coming in. All right, let me bring him in.
There's
We
Daniel. Shout
we
out to
got crazy
Daniel. He was
guy.
with
What's
us here
up?
earlier.
We got John in the house. What's up, John?
What up, John?
Who else do we have? We have Luis Moreno in the house. How you doing, Luis? Welcome to the channel. Daniel Cantu is in the house. Welcome, sir. We got Jose Avila in the house. What's up, brother? Long time no see. Good to
What
see
up?
you. So, before we started, we know that we like to wipe our feet before entering by smashing that like button. Please make sure to smash that like button for your boy Niner Sickness. Ryan, how you doing, my friend?
Well, after work, I went to the DOL.
Oh, okay. To
Yeah,
the down
Department
low,
of
huh?
Licensing. No, to the Department of Licensing, and sat there and got a new ID.
Oh, did you?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you don't have a license?
No, I do. I just went into the pot store to get some pot, and they
Oh,
told me it was
pot
expired.
store. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can tell
and
I'm
so I'm
on.
like, oh, maybe I don't want to get pulled over with an expired license either. So I was like, let's go down there and to get that taken care of.
So the state of Washington still needs a license, huh?
A driver's license?
No, for pot.
No, like you have to show your ID to show you're old enough. Just like getting into a bar.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
doesn't
get
your
into a
driver
bar.
license say that?
Yes, but it was expired.
Oh, your driver license. Okay, so you
Yeah.
went and got
So
another. So you got your license updated.
yes, they
Okay,
took
that's
a
threw me
picture and
off. Okay.
everything. I had to kneel or I had to bend my knees to get myself into the picture. There was a
That sounded funny,
there
but
was dude, the guy who was helping me out, he was awesome. I was like, this guy's cool. He was I think it was some kind of an islander. You know what I mean? He looked it and he had some
there's
like
our
Hawaiian
girl
flower.
Mariah.
Oh, what up, Mariah?
She's the part.
Sorry,
She's the third person of this podcast. She's actually the leader. Who are we
Beto
kidding, right, Ryan? We go on for a
Beto
ride.
didn't
She's
have
the
enough
leader.
room. Beto didn't have enough room for her on the set with his other
Shut
camera
up,
angle.
Ryan. I knew that was coming. Shut up, Ryan. Ryan, like Albert's so full of himself, he decided to remove Mariah and put double of
Right?
himself.
I think this looks way better. Mariah,
Stop.
you can comment from the chat. It'll work out.
Look at Mariah's laughing. You got her laughing
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
You're too much, bro. You're too much.
Uh,
Oh man. So Mariah will be in the comments, letting us know how she feels. He bumped me out so he could have two. It's the Mexican. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. Pardon me. I don't lose weight. I can't do neither. But
you're
that's a
not
whole
gonna let her
different
be on the show.
topic.
Did you at least give her some tacos or something good? You know what I mean to help her out with the feeling of not being able to come on the show today.
Yeah, really, huh? So I made our things bigger, so I just realized, watch this. Oh, that'll work. It'll cut us a little bit, but
Oh, who cares? It's only the
but
top of your head.
shut up, Ryan. Ryan's picking
We
on
got
me,
Brandon
guys.
in the house. He says, "What's up, big dog?" Arr!
Woo woo.
You
Brandon.
kind of look. You got your necklace on. You kind of look like a pit bull there.
Yeah, little Chihuahua. I'll bite your ankles and your balls. What's
How
up,
you
big
doing, man?
dog?
they have no fear until that stuff gets up in their face, and they're like, "Whoa, I don't want none."
Exactly. So we're not going to talk too much about Purdy. We're going to get through him pretty fast and go into the next topic. But
Yeah,
Brock Purdy is rehabbing well. There haven't been no setbacks, and he is on schedule, supposed to return back by August 21st. I'm going to get your thoughts on this sincerely, Ryan, about the whole 2021 August 21 crap.
so I think yeah, it's plausible. It's the only thing is the track history of people rehabbing in the facility and always having some sort of setback. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that it's 1 week into it. They're already like telling us that 3 months from now he's gonna be ready. Like, just pump the brakes a little bit. Whether he is or he isn't, we don't believe you. Like, we've never believed you after the first couple where we got shafted on, right? So at this point, why even say anything and give us time frames or do anything like that? Obviously, Matt Miyoko is getting the like we spoke about yesterday on the NWO podcast. We all kind of thought that he gets all his stuff from John Lynch. Like he just strolls by John Lynch and says, "Hey, John, you got a minute?" And John's like, "Yeah, come in, Matt." And Matt sits in the chair and they just talk like old buddies. And oh, did you know what? Hey, Brock Purdy, he's week into the thing. Everything's looking good. He's going to be back by August 21st. You don't know that. Not to say that you it can't happen,
Even
but
Brock Purdy, when you talk to him, he doesn't even say that.
right,
He's more realistic than anybody else, right? He's like, it's day by day. I don't know what, if we're going to quote Shanahan, I don't even know if I'll be alive by Sunday. Let's yet start by
right,
the 21st.
yes.
So,
So look, I'm glad he's on his. I'm glad he's on his path to coming back, without any hiccups. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, but just pump the brakes. Let's not be given this end time, or this start date. Let's not just be like throwing it out all willy nilly. To me, it's not prudent, especially with how they've been in the. Might you trying to cut off my name?
no, I'm fixed. No, I ain't doing that to you, Ryan.
It's got to have all the room.
Well, I'm a fat guy, so fat people need a big lot of room. So there you
The
go.
fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat.
And a little what?
Jose. Yeah. He says he wouldn't rush things back, bring him pretty back. I would at least sit him first 3 games if you have a veteran quarterback capable to run this offense and very athletic. There's lots of ways you could do things. Also, understand this: you got 2 guys other than Brock Purdy in the training camp. Well, actually, 3 guys. What's his name? Allen. He's in there. He hasn't thrown an incomplete pass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's
Oh,
not
he
going
did
up against.
today.
Oh, he did. Well, oh well. You know what I mean? That's still, he's doing good. Though I wouldn't just just bring Brock Purdy back the moment you can without knowing that everything's good. Does he need to do more? Does he need to do anything to um, kind of fix any of the things that we saw him having issues with last season? Is that did he just work on getting his arm back? What other things can he do to help himself to be in a better position? Because the way I see it, if you throw him out there and he hasn't fixed those things, and they see right through it and they know how to counter him, he could lose his starting spot. You know what I'm saying? Real easy with this crowd. You know what I mean? So what, they loved him for 8 games. The moment you look like you can't do anything, Jimmy, they're going to turn on you.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I'm not really worried about it because I feel no matter what between Brock or Trey, I think we'll be good. As long as one of them can stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? As long as we can finish the season with either or, and I'm not expecting Sam Darnold to come into the game. I don't know if we're going to talk about this later, but yeah,
We are.
I'll just stop there.
But yeah, just to kind of bounce off of what you just said, listen, Brock Purdy is coming back from an injury. He's working on the strengthening his arm. He's working on throwing the football. I like Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy will be quarterback one. But if he is the future of this franchise, then you got to protect him. You got to make sure he comes back and not push him to come back sooner rather than later. Because, like Ryan said, he's working on his strengthening his arm. He has not even worked on his bad habits. On how he likes to roll right. He needs to work on that. There's certain things he needs to work on because defensive coordinators have tape on them. These coordinators are smart. They've seen tape on Brock Purdy. They'll make their proper adjustments to attack. And matter of fact, they did that last year. The Cowboys did that. And it slowed them down a little bit. So if Trey Lance is there for you, even if he's not the guy, even if it's not the guy you're going to go with, you still have him at your disposal to use him. Why bring back Brock Purdy? Allow him to heal. Allow him to fix his issues, and then bring him into the game. As much as I think he'll be the quarterback one, I think that Kyle may rush him back week one, and I hope he doesn't.
We got Jess in the building from East Coast Red and Gold.
Yes,
Podcast.
we do. We got Dawn as well.
Oh, Don Dotson and the girls.
Yeah, Jayla and are here at school. Okay.
Oh, you're at school. Oh.
That's the job of the DC game, to plan for everyone, including Purdy. Exactly. So that's enough for Purdy, man. We know he's doing well. Hold on. So let me ask you. Let's talk a little bit of Trey Lance. He threw 9 for 14.
Yep. 9 for 14. Sam
and
Darnold
3 TDs today.
I thought it was 4.
No, I heard. Wasn't it said 3? Was it 4? Because I went off of what your favorite reporter, not David Lombardi. What's the other guy that goes to the game? He's
Grant Cohn?
No.
Oh. Because what I heard from Grant Cohn was 4 touchdowns. But they might have been the difference between 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s.
Correct. Could be.
So that might have been a difference.
Now I'm trying to think of the other reporter. I was going to say white guy, but
well,
that doesn't help. I know.
That's, you know what I mean?
What's up, Roberto? Can't think of his name. But anyway, he has his own channel. He's growing. The Hammer, something Jack Hammer, I think that's his name. He said 3 touchdowns. And then Sam Darnold threw 8 for 12 for 2 TDs. And Brandon Allen threw 4 out of 6. So you missed 2. No touchdowns for him. But I heard Trey Lance is looking
8 for
good.
12. 8 for 12. Grant said, what was it? It was 8 for 15.
See, this is a funny part. When you have different reporters, they all have their own eyes. This is what I like to listen to different reporters, because one says one thing, you can't be certain that's correct. So you will listen to another reporter to kind of get an idea. Like, this is based on Jack Hammer, and Ryan saying that Grant Cohn said different. So that's, and to be honest with you, Ryan, they're both watching the same thing. How can there be a discrepancy between them if they're both watching the same thing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So, like I said, it could be 7-on-7, 11-on-11s. But
Could be.
Also, Grant's been doing it longer. And to me, the way I look at it, if somebody's got 8 of 15 and another person's got 8 of 12, I'm thinking 8 of 15's the number
Okay.
because it's got the more attempts. How did you just come up with more attempts out of the middle of the air? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. What's up, David
There could
McNiner?
there could
Is
be
in the
ways
house. How you
that you
doing, sir?
miss other attempts. You know what I mean? And just didn't record them because you were looking at something else.
Yeah, that's so true. But Trey Lance is looking good. His best day so far has been today. He's healthy that he's ever been. No issues with his thumb. No issues with his leg or his foot. I know people have been hearing about they brought in another quarterback, or they're bringing a quarterback tomorrow to look at him. If we have Brock, this will supposedly will start week 1. You have Trey Lance, you have Sam Donald, and you have Brandon Allen. Why are the Niners bringing another quarterback to check out tomorrow? In your thoughts, Ryan?
Are they really trying to check him out? This is the thing. 49ers usually go through camp with like 3 quarterbacks, right? We might be looking at all options to see if Brandon Allen. The way I see it is the quarterback rule. I think they're trying to figure out their best third quarterback.
Okay. With a whole
Who
new
knows?
rule, it just
'Cause-
feels
'cause
weird.
It seems like Brandon Allen's doing a great job.
Yeah. So
I
why
don't
bring
see-
another
I don't-
quarterback?
Who knows? Maybe they feel they need more quarterbacks. Maybe they feel they've got so many wide receivers they need more quarterbacks to be able to give all the wide receivers reps without burning through other people who's have a count.
So in other words, we shouldn't read too much into it.
No, I don't think we should.
Nobody's getting traded. They're not trading Trey or Sam
Right.
Donald. Okay. So I like your theory. I like the fact that they want more QBs throwing to all the receivers that we have, tight ends, and not, get one particular quarterback. And
I don't see them trading a Trey Lance until Brock Purdy is actually
back.
in camp and throwing with the first, okay? And then I still don't think it's a smart move because we saw what happened last year as far as quarterbacks. Why would you trade him for probably his best draft capital was right before the draft this year. Okay, at the time, if we're talking about trading before the beginning of the season, he's not able to increase his draft capital really. Don't get me wrong, people are excited seeing that. You know what I mean? There's people commenting about his stuff. I'm sure the teams that went after him before are kind of like, oh man, if only we had got him and this and that, and who knows. But right now, it's not changing anything. And all those teams that were quarterback needy aren't quarterback needy anymore.
No, they're not.
So why are you going to deal Trey Lance when it's probably just best to keep him on your team? It makes no sense to trade him at this point.
No, I agree with you, Orion. There's no sense to trade him. To Joe Avila's comment, why not trade him? Find a trading partner. That's it. That the point that Ryan just made. There is no trading partner. Every team is already set with their quarterbacks they're going into camp with. Now, if somebody gets hurt, that's a whole different story. But right now, if Trey loses to Sam Darnold or doesn't get the job, what is his value? It seems like at this point he's more valuable to the Niners than he is to any other team. And no other teams are going to give any high trade draft. So even if we do move on for Trey, let's say we do go with Brock, I think it's still smart to keep Trey and then deal with him at the offseason. But or before the trade deadline, somebody gets hurt, maybe he goes. But and to the fact that we brought him in, he hasn't done well. Well, the first year is not his fault. They sat him down. They kept Jimmy. That was mistake number 1 from Kyle Shanahan. That was idiotic from him. How are you going to invest 3 number 1s and then sit him down? Yeah, I know we have a Super Bowl roster. I know Jimmy played well for us to some extent, but Kyle Shanahan should have grown some balls and should have said, you know what? I don't care if we have a Super Bowl roster or not. We drafted and Trey because we believe in Trey. We should give him the shot. They should have went with him, but they didn't. They sat him down. Second year, they finally called him. They named him the starter. He came out. The first game, you cannot evaluate him because that game was a monsoon and nobody played it well. Matter of fact, I can argue the point, even though the Bears won the game, I think Trey played better than Justin Fields in that game. But you can't really move the meter on that game. Second game, he's looking good. He's driving down the field, and unfortunately, he gets hurt. He's out for the season.
Now, actually, I would say the second mistake was getting him to the wrong people.
Okay.
So Trey was working in the off season with one of Kyle Shanahan's cronies or somebody in his circle, right? For 2 years. And 2 years, and then all of a sudden you got George Kittle talking about how much of a change he's had. You know what I'm saying? After a couple of weeks with this other guy. So now your second mistake was not necessarily sending him to the wrong person the first year, but sending him back to him the second year. Like that was going to fix things when they didn't know what to fix. That was the problem. They didn't know what to fix, or they didn't know how to fix it with him. I'm sure it's probably not how to fix, because I'm sure Trey Lance is pretty, understanding on how to change his movements. You know what I mean? It's not the easiest thing to do in the beginning, but once you just, put some thought to it and actually do it over and over and over again, it's a little easier, becomes a little more second nature. So to me, I don't think that's it. I think they didn't know what the hell they were doing. It took this guy 4 days to figure out what Trey was doing wrong.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I think the second/third mistake is sending him to the wrong person and then sending him back to the wrong person, thinking that something was going to happen differently the second time.
Exactly. Sorry, I had to mute myself. My little dog got. My wife just got home and she hears the car pull up. But I agree with you 100%, Andre. That's important. Who you have him work with. And this year he went under Patrick Mahomes, and he went under the person that helped Patrick Mahomes. And we'll see what he does this year. Let's talk about the newcomer, bro. I love defense. I'm a defensive guy. Mr. Big Javon Hargrave. We've seen video on him out there. I don't know if you've seen and we got to see him in the 49 uniform. That boy has some, what does Grant Cohn say? He has some big, the thickest legs out there.
So once I heard Grant say that, I was like, oh, David McNimer must be in love with this guy, because he loves his players being thicker than a Snicker. You know what I'm saying? So this is Javon is right up his alley.
Yeah, that's Javon Hargrave looks good. Now, everybody looks good in shorts, right? We have to wait for the patch. But we did bring him in as a free agent because of what he did with the Eagles. So I'm excited to see what he does next to Bosa. And it was great to see Bosa talk to the media, even though he didn't practice, but he's out there. That's a good sign. We're going to talk about Debo a little bit later, but he's not pulling a Debo. He's not asked to be. I don't think he's that dramatic. I think he's down to business. He knows what he's worth. The Niners know what he's worth. And we're going to talk a little bit about Bosa down the line as well. But Hargrave, I think bringing him in as a free agent, seeing him out there today in minicamp excites me. I know that's going to elevate the play of one Eric Armstead. And we're going to talk a little bit later about Drake Jackson as well. But I think this front four can be a very, very dramatic front four, scary front four, if you will, with Hargrave. Any thoughts of Hargrave before we move on, Ryan?
Um, no, not yet. Not until we really see him working with the team. We saw what he can do. You know what I mean? He's a guy. If he can't do something on this team, like, but he can do something over there, there's going to be issues. You know what I mean? So I'm not really too worried about it. You're right about Eric Armstead. He's gonna he's gonna have a great year, I think, this year.
You think his elevation would be like, you remember in 2019 when we had DeForest Buckner
Mhm.
moving that line? It just helped out Eric. And I think Eric had his best year in sacks. He had like
Yes.
10 sacks. So who knows? We may have three players with double digit sacks, if not four. And we'll talk about Jackson a little bit later. But I'm excited to see what this difference is going to look like, especially under Steve
Steve
Wilkes
Wilkes. Yeah.
controlling the secondary and allowing Chris Cassera to fully run that D line. It's going to be fun. I heard real quick. I heard Chris Cassera saying that he likes Steve Wilkes because they have the same mindset on which direction the defense should go. Steve Wilkes, even though he's a secondary guru, he believes that it all starts from the front to the back, and
It all does,
that
bro.
and that's going to encourage Chris Kosarek. How good is it going to be for us to have a veteran DC? Even though I'm not taking nothing away from D'Amico, he did an amazing job. Robert
Oh, yes,
Sala,
he did.
but finally
I
we
think
have a
D'Amico was
veteran.
better than Robert Sala.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. The reason why I agree is because I love the let's see if I can remember the what's the right word, Ryan? Not improvise, but make changes.
Yeah. His corrections.
Yeah, during the game, it's not. He doesn't wait
Yeah.
until halftime like Robert Sala.
adjustments.
Adjustment. Yes, he doesn't make his adjustments like Robert Sala after the half. He makes it during the game. So I like that about D'Amico. So,
And I think our defense was more fluid underneath him. Like, we weren't so stuck in one thing. We could be in and out of whatever you think we were, on the next play. You know what I mean? Like, we're not stuck doing one thing. In fact, we're just going to try and figure out what you're trying to do, and we're just going to do the thing that's the best to counter that, which I appreciate.
do you think? I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think that D'Amico was very animated on the sidelines? He was always high fiving, pumped up, and fired up, and that motivates the players. Steve Wilkes, being that he's the focuses more a lot on the secondary, he likes to coach from the booth because he likes to have a more ability to watch what the secondary is doing. Do you think that's going to hurt us? That he's not going to be on the field automated?
No,
Explain why you don't think it's going to hurt us.
he's going to be in contact with his other coaches, and they're going to do his bidding through him. Well, he'll do his bidding through his assistant coaches. And you're talking about, well, see, this is the thing too. Like, I think Kyle made Robert Sala come down from the booth. I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if he'll make Wilkes do it. But to me, if somebody's better up in the booth, you leave them where they are. You're not trying to mess with anything. They got things down. And to me, when it comes to the secondary, I kind of want, if you're in charge of that, I kind of want you having the bird's eye view,
Yep.
especially real time. So if you see something that they attempted to do, or like, maybe they exposed your defense, but the guy fell down. You know what I mean? And you saw that, and you might not have been able to see necessarily everything from on the field like that. Then you can turn around and say, hey, next time, this is what we're doing. We're switching up. We're doing this because they're trying to expose us. So, in a couple more, maybe the next series, they're going to hit that same route on us. They're not going to do it next play, but they're going to hit it the next route or the next series, or, maybe 3-4 plays down the road. They might hit us with that same one because they just broke my defense. You know what I'm saying? So what are they going to do? Just forget about it? No, that's what they're waiting on. That's what that play is intending to do. All best case scenario for them is to break our defense. So I don't have a problem with a man being up in the booth, getting a bird's eye view.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, he needs to make the proper adjustments based on what the offense is doing with the secondary. And you're right, he has a better eye view from up there, seeing the whole field than front. People don't realize it's not easy to see the field from the sideline. You're closer, but you don't see the whole thing. And when you're up on top, you can see the whole thing, and he can make his adjustments. And he's going to be relying his calls to our linebacking coach. And so at the end of the day, Ryan, these guys are professionals. They get paid to do what they do. They don't need someone. I mean, nothing wrong with the rah rah, and that's exciting. As a fan, I liked it when I saw D'Amico. Yeah, it's all fun and dandy, but these guys are pros. These guys know what they need to do, and I think they'll be fine. And Chris Kacerek can do that anyway. That guy is already all fired up within himself, so he'll handle that part. Trust me, these guys are going to be fine. I don't think that they need someone like D'Amico from the perspective of just yelling and high fiving. These guys are professionals. Let's talk about. Let me see which line it is. Hold on. Debo Samuel. I believe this is there you go. Debo Samuel. He said he vows to put his sluggish 2022 season behind him. He admitted that he allowed last year's distractions of contract negotiations to keep him from truly working out in the offseason. And he showed he came up overweight. He didn't perform well. This year, I heard he's come in really good shape, and he's looking to redeem himself. What kind of year do you expect Debo to have this year?
So men don't just come out and admit they're wrong
Come on
about something unless they truly believe it. Okay. And it's not like the rest of his teammates said, "Hey, Debo, you need to go out and address the people about this." He felt in his heart of hearts, he had not only let his teammates down, let the fans down, but most importantly, he let himself down by not being the pro that he feels he should be. So he decided to come out. This is like, was it Columbus? Or who was it who came to the New World and burned all the ships?
I think it was Columbus.
Yeah. So he came out, he burnt all the ships in front of you. He said, "Look, I was bad last year. I was fat. I wasn't taking care of, I wasn't taking care of myself. I did, was distracted, whatever, That says that he knows now. And if he ever doesn't do it, he could be held accountable. And he's essentially letting us all know that we can, because if he doesn't understand that statement is now going to make us hold him accountable for this stuff, because he's self-aware. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this just means he's burnt the bridges. There's no going back. He can never be that person again, because that is not good for his bottom line whatsoever. That's not good for the team.
Yep. And especially, listen, and we're going to talk about, right after this segment, we'll talk about Brandon Ayuk, especially since Brandon Ayuk, it's going to have, I believe he's going to have a great year. Debo needs to understand they can't keep Debo and Brandon Ayuk on this roster. They're going to try.
Not true.
No, they're going to try, but probably not be able. Okay, let me rephrase it. They probably can't afford to keep both of them. Hopefully that they can. But if that's the case, though, both players are going to have to make a case which one stays and which one goes. So if Debo has a season like he had last year, well, guess what? Brandon's staying and Debo's going. I'm glad that he came in with a different mindset. I'm glad that he admitted. You're right. Men have a hard time admitting when they're wrong. And a lot of times when you do that, it's because you really search your soul. You really looked into the mirror and realized, you know what? I need to grow up in a sense. I need to put my best foot forward and do what I need to do to be a better productive player for this organization. And I think he's going to do that this year. Now, before we move on to Brandon, you said that you believe we can keep them both. Please explain to those that are watching how that's a possibility.
Okay, so they they backload all the contracts.
Okay.
Okay, so at the time where Debo costs so much, restructuring a Brandon Ayuk will cost us little. And that'll be the last year, essentially, of Debo's contract and the first year of Brandon Ayuk's new extended contract. So for at least 2 years, you should be able to have them both on the thing. Now, on the under the cap and all that good stuff. The problem here is after that first year. There's roads you could go. Eric Armstead could retire. If he retires and you don't extend him in any sort of way, right? There's Brandon Ayuk money there. You know what I mean? One falls off that back end and one gets added on in the front. You know what I mean? So there's paths. I just don't know that the 49ers could decide not to re-sign Debo. They could also, you know, work to reschedule or restructure his contract and extend him and reset the timer on his contract. I don't know how all you could do it because I'm not necessarily in all the books, but there's ways to do it. You could tell by the way John Lynch at the when was he talking about that? Was that the owners meeting?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was some other time when he was up at a podium. They want to keep him, and obviously Debo's in the Cabo Club. So to me, I think uh, they'll keep them both.
Luis Moreno, I was waiting for you to finish so I can add a point to that. And Mr. Luis Moreno read my mind. Let me bring this to you, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
You know the saying goes, it's better to trade someone a year sooner than a year late, based on their production. What about, because if you really think about it, if you look at just the receiving, catching part of it and the depth chart, you have Debo, Ayuk, or Debo, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, and then Kittle. Kittle's your fourth option down the line of receiving. If Kittle has a great year, is there a possibility that the Niners trade Kittle as they're developing these young kids that they're drafted this year, and they trade, especially if these young kids take off and do well, do they trade Kittle, get some good draft picks for him, and now can afford Debo and Ayuk together? Because you want to trade Kittle when he's at his best. You don't want to trade him when he's declining, right?
I don't know if you're trading Kittle.
Why wouldn't they want to?
Kittle's always
year.
injured.
Okay.
Kittle's always injured. Kittle's style of play isn't one that warrants longevity in this league. There's so many things that are pointing against Kittle that to trade him might not be as fruitful as you would think.
Okay.
To me. Like, why wouldn't you want to try and, go after a Sam Laporta? You know what I mean? That would probably be the better thing. A team wants go get an Iowa tight end.
But Sam Laporta just got drafted. He's not going to be available for trade next
That's
year.
what I'm saying. For a team that wants to draft or to trade for a Kittle, why not just draft a Sam Laporta type? You know what I mean? Like, just go out and get one.
But we know that the Niners. You don't. There's no guarantee in the people you draft they're going to be good.
But also, why are the Niners going to trade away George Kittle when I believe the reason why they got 2 tight ends in this draft was not only to make sure you at least had one viable tight end out of this so you could run the 22 personnel. And to me, that's what it says. So to trade Kittle away, if you're trying to use this 22 personnel, to me would be a little too risky because he's would be such a weapon in this 22 personnel. And I don't think these guys are going to be, these new guys are going to be, I don't think Cameron Latu is going to be able to work people like uh, George Kittle did until about his third year. And George Kittle's contract will be up by then. And he'll have to either, be extended or, let walk or traded. So to me, I don't see that happening. I see that, you know, yeah.
Sorry,
I think
sorry guys.
Cameron
I'm
could
gonna
be
have to eat
good.
it. I'm
I
gonna have
just
to eat a
don't.
chocolate in front of you guys. I just checked my sugar and it's 71. I was feeling
Oh,
kind of
bro,
like shaky, and my
I had a
sugar's
guy come in today and he was like, my blood sugar. I was like, here you go, bro. Like his card declined. I was like, yeah, okay, no worry. Just there you go. Take that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I just checked mine now. 71. That's low. David Mayniner says Kittle and or Debo might be on the trade block. The chocolate next. Oh my god.
Next off season depends
Thank
on
you.
if Danny Gray, Cameron Latu, or Braden Willis work out. Um, I don't think so. Like I said, I think the who knows? Who knows? But I think Cameron Latu might need another, year or two for the fact that I know he's big and strong and all this and that, but that doesn't mean you can actually block. I think him playing on the big level and learning how to block with George Kittle, I think that is going to take some time to be as good as Kittle is. Kittle came in the league great. He got better while he was here, but he came in the league great at blocking. It's because his dad's an offensive line coach. I don't think Latu or Braden Willis's father is an offensive line coach, so I don't think he's got that same. They have that same pedigree, so they're going to have to learn through training and everything like everybody else. And it's not just going to be an off-season turnaround on that. It's going to be a multiple off-season turnaround mixed with the weight room. And I know Latu's big. You know what I mean? That just doesn't mean that he's stacking the same weight as everybody else. Muscles could be swollen. You still, you know what I mean, are lifting as much as everybody else who's not as swole as you. So I'm not, right now, I just want to keep everybody on the team. Okay. I just want to keep everybody on the team. We'll figure things out.
True. Hey, Ryan,
Everybody on the team.
read the comment, bro. You go ahead and answer it, bro. Why?
Why
Do you
is the
think?
49ers logo on fire? Do you hate your own team? Oh, crazy guy.
What does fire represent? Like
Being
you're on
hot.
fire, right? Like the team's on fire, the logo's on fire, the team's hot.
Hot.
Nice try there, crazy guy. Nice try.
El
And
Fuego.
El Fuego.
Yeah.
I like. Ooh, how much Spanish do you know, Ryan? You're pretty good in your words in Spanish, but
Muy
for being a
poquito.
pinche gringo,
Yeah. Muy poquito.
muy poquito. Can you order off the menu at a Mexican restaurant in Spanish?
No.
Can you order tequila in Spanish?
What kind? The Respirado?
I haven't
Anejo?
drank, so I don't even know what's out there anymore, bro. I
Oh.
haven't drank in years.
Sure, if it's silver. You know what I mean? Oh, hey,
Silver.
can you tell me the Spanish word for no, Beto?
Spanish word for no.
Yeah.
Huevito como te lebu.
That's the Spanish word for no? That's a lot. That's almost like a phrase.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Mexicans are smart. Just big words.
Crazy
Hey,
guy
guys
says
in
he
the
knows
chat,
lots of Spanish.
how good has Ryan look without a? I was watching a video that I was going through a lot of my archives and my videos that I've done, and I was deleting it. So I'm trying to clear up my hard drive, and I'm deleting some videos that are old, and I keep across one with me and you have your full beard and your hair, and it's like I seen that video, was it yesterday, and then I see your video like today, and it's like night and day. Will you, and I know this is off football, but will you ever entertain of growing that beard again, or you're gonna stay how you are, or is this because of your job you have to stay the way you are?
Oh, I don't know. It'll probably look. The beard became a beard because of laziness. You know what I mean?
That's why I
I
haven't shaved my head.
totally
Laziness. Yep.
I, I'm just saying, like, I will always revert back to being lazy and shaving at some point. See?
I love your honesty.
So, you know what I mean? The beard will be back at some point in time. I just don't know when. Right?
Oh, look who it is. We got
Seahawks Eddie in the house. What up, Seahawks Eddie?
what's up, brother? We got our boy Seahawk Eddie in the house. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I shave my head with the machine, and then when I get it really low, and then I get the blade, and I shave my head with the blade. I'm the old school with the long blade, sharpened on both sides, and scalp my head. But I've been lazy the last few days, so now it's
You
growing
got to
back.
get that little thing that just rolls on your head. You just do this, and it just takes
I
all your
like
hair off.
I have one, but I like the blade, man. Just and you know.
You and Jeff, you guys should throw
No,
parties.
no. I'm not even at that level, bro.
What are you talking about? You got that?
No.
Why can't you do it with the katana?
No,
You could do it with a razor. Why can't you do it with a katana?
because I'm not crazy,
What
bro.
about a sharpened pickaxe?
Oops. I cut my ear a little bit. I'm trying to, I might have cut a little bit where it bled. I don't want to be like someone that I'm looking at my ear and the next thing you know, it's gone. Nope.
Well, why don't you get with Jeff and you guys can train together?
All right. We definitely got to move on to the next topic. Yeah. Jeff is cool. But, I actually, and we're talking about it this more off the line, but Jeff is cool. It just, yeah, he threw me off with all those nice things. But you get to know him. You get to know him. He's pretty cool, dude.
You see Joey's no beard sports,
That's-
no bearded sports.
You know what? That's pretty good, Joey. Welcome, Joey, by the way.
Joey's awesome.
And make sure to.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.
Yeah, like and subscribe now. Make sure to go follow Ryan too. I know this is we rotate on our channels on the Niners and Friends every week. It's three of us. It's Ryan, Mariah, and we go on each other's channels every week. So make sure you're subscribed to Ryan and Mariah because like next week it's going to be on Ryan's, right? Or Mariah's.
No, I think it's Mariah's.
Okay,
I think mine was
Mariah.
last week.
Mariah's just going to send me a text right now for saying that. But Mariah's next week, and then Ryan's, and then back to my channel. So it's always important to make sure that you're up to date on all of our channels so that you can join our conversation every week. Every Tuesday, we come live unless something major happens, but at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we talk 49ers. And the closer we get to camp, the more we'll have to talk about. But with that said, let's move on to our boy Brandon. I got his jerseys back there.
Buddy.
He is set to take off year 4, bro. I expect this kid to have a great year. He's for what I've heard from Grant Cohn and the rest of the people, he has been toying with the corners back there. Let me hear what your thoughts on Brandon and you, bro.
Okay. So I want to just preference this. Also, Danny Gray is doing really well.
Oh,
So
yes.
you're
good
talking
point.
about Danny Gray. You're talking about Debo
Yes.
Samuel realized that he was in the wrong last year, and now he's gonna, want to make sure he's top echelon and back into his old form. And then you've got Brandon Ayuk, who's just getting even nastier. This is going to be a wide receiver core, I think. And then you got Juwan Jennings. You know what I mean? And I think with Brandon Ayuk this year, I think he might be able to take the lead and be the number one wide receiver this year. I think he's calling for it. We spoke last night about what would bring him back. And if he can get a quarterback that can throw him the ball, whether it's Brock Purdy, whether it's Trey Lance, whether it's Sam Darnold when he's not throwing interceptions out of the middle of nowhere that don't make any sense, whether it's anyone who can consistently get him the ball somewhere down the field, I think he would stay with us because Brandon Ayuk wants to be great. He wants to get paid, but he wants to be great. Brandon Ayuk wants to be the best in the position. And until he gets there, he's not satisfied. If you can't see that, then you need to go back and look how he always has his head down and concentrating on something else. He doesn't talk about how great he is. He likes to talk about how great other people are. That's just something, champions do.
Yep.
And he knows he's not there yet. And that's why he's not telling anybody anything yet, because he knows it's not there. At some point in time, if he reaches the top, he might look around and let everybody know how special he is. But until then, you won't hear a peep out of him in that way, because he's just trying to get there. So, look, Brandon Ayuk, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I do too, bro. I'm glad you brought up Danny Gray, because according to Grant, he really, really impressed today. He caught I think almost like a slant type of ball and ran it for 70 yards for a touchdown.
Yes, that was the slant, and I think there was another that was short crosser. I think he got like 30 yards on, I think, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
There's something else, like, close to the line of scrimmage, where he turned into a good, it might have been 15, who knows. But he was getting some production on some plays that aren't just straight down the field, you know what I mean, which is what we thought his only game was. So for him to be using the rest of the route tree, and notably so, is good.
Yeah. I agree, because Grant said that even though he didn't catch the ball, it went out, or they considered him out of bounds.
Yeah,
He was aggressive for it, so he's not that
and
deep guy.
And he's not known for contested catches type thing. Yeah, he's just known for using that speed to get away from somebody in a straight line and then catch a ball and then continue in a straight line. So to see that he's got other talents, or he's acquired other talents, is just hella optimistic.
Exactly. Ryan, I'm gonna I had a couple more topics, but it's been a great show. My sugar's really low, and I'm getting really freaking shaky.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pass out during the live.
No.
I loved enjoying talking with you, man. Always talking football. Guys, remember, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are doing our Niners and Friends podcast episode. This week was on mine, obviously. Next week is going to be on Mariah, 49er Faithful Lee. And then the following week is going to be on my boy Ryan's and No Border Sports. Make sure to follow our channel. What do you do before we go? What are you doing this week on your channel, Ryan?
Tomorrow I've got the Rivalry Show with Joe Stevens. So if you want to talk, we want to get in some Seahawks 49ers banter. I got a show every week. And then Friday night, we've got the Friday night show. We roll for about 5 hours, start at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just come on through and yeah, make
sure to follow him, guys. He's doing great things over there on his Friday nights, man. If you just want to hang out, relax, pop a cold one or drink a soda, smoke a cigar, whatever floats your boat, man. You just want to hang out, talk 49er football. Go and check out my boy Ryan, man. They have fun over there. They never run out of topics. So make sure to follow him. On Friday, I'll be having my show with my co-host Jess from East Coast Red and Gold. We started a YouTube channel, so make sure to go to YouTube and subscribe to our new channel, Niners Now Podcast. All you got to do is type in Niners Now Pod. It will take you directly there. Feel free to subscribe and like, and join us on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. With that, Ryan, I'm going to call it a night. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We appreciate. Go Niners. On to the next time. Peace.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,